It's nice to see you. I've been thinking a little bit about you because I know that you have been taking notes on your second animal, and so have I. I went in to study my notes last night, and it kind of got me thinking about you because I realized a couple of tricks. And one of the things that I noticed is that as researchers, one of the things that we can do is we can think about how the text is organized or how it's structured, and that can help us to take notes. And so today, what I want to teach you is that as researchers, one thing we can do is we can think about what is the structure of the text, and that can inform the way that we take our notes. There's a lot of different text structures that are out there, and today I wanted to review with you two of them. The first is this one that we've probably heard before, boxes and bullets, or main idea or subtopic with details underneath it. It could be a clue that a text is a box or bullet or main idea and details if you notice some keywords like one way or one kind or one type or in addition, also, furthermore, or for example, for instance. Another text structure is one that we might have also thought about before, and it could be sequential or chronological. Sometimes this is like a how-to, or sometimes it tells you the order that things happened. And there might be some keywords if you're thinking about sequential structure. They might be words like first, then, later, next, maybe at the beginning or maybe at the end. It could be words like later or after that. So we're going to try this, and I'm going to show us a text, and let's ask ourselves, is the structure going to be boxes and bullets, and is it going to be sequential, and why? This is a text from Frogs and Toads, the life cycle. And you just think, but even by looking at this, do you think it might be boxes and bullets, or do you think it's going to be sequential? Well, some of you might have been thinking about the 1, 2, 3, or 4 that you notice on the left, and that seems to be in order. That might be a hint. Maybe it's going to be sequential. Let's find out. The cycle of life. Females lay hundreds or thousands of eggs in the water. Frogs lay their eggs in clumps. Toads lay them in strings. The eggs are called spawn. 2. After a few days, an egg turns into a tadpole. Tadpoles have long tails and breathe through flaps called gills. They cannot live out of the water. 3. The tadpole soon grows legs. It feels like it's growing up from like an egg to a tadpole, and it's getting bigger. Okay. They lose their gills and develop lungs for breathing out of the water. Their tails get shorter and shorter until they disappear. 4. One day, an adult frog hops out of the ground and onto the land. Can you think, was it boxes and bullets, or was it sequential? If you're thinking sequential in this case, you're correct. If I was taking notes, it might be that I write down a little list, almost like a timeline, and think, what's the first thing that happens? Will they lay eggs? The second thing that happens, the tadpoles grow tails and gills. The third thing that happens is that those gills go away and they grow lungs. And fourth, that the adult frog tail goes away. In this case, the text structure is sequential. Let's take a look at a second one. Deadly colors. Brightly colored skin shows animals that some frogs and toads are poisonous. A bird might eat a colorful frog, such as this poison dart frog, and become very sick. That bird would learn never to eat a poisoned dart frog again. The poisonous red-bellied tree frog shows off its bright tummy. The poisoned dart frog's bright colors warn enemies not to even try eating it. This friendly-looking yellow-headed tree frog makes a nasty-tasting tree for birds and snakes. So I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking it does kind of feel like they have these different types of frogs or different kinds of frogs down here. And that there's kind of an idea that goes along with it that maybe like frogs have different colors that protect them from their enemies. And it doesn't seem to be going in order. So I'm kind of thinking that in this case, it's boxes and bullets. Are you thinking that? If so, in this case, you're correct. In my notes, I might write something like, the bright colors of frogs protects them from predators. And then I might give the examples that it lists as the details inside the text. The red-bellied tree frog, the poison dart frog, and the yellow-headed tree frog. So researchers, as you go to take notes today, will you be thinking, what is the text asking you to do? What are the structures that you're noticing? Are you noticing some structures that might be boxes and bullets? Are you noticing some text structures that might be sequential? And that can impact the way that you take notes. And it might look like boxes and bullets, or it might also look more like a timeline. Happy researching.